You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. So I'm excited about it.
Are those the classified documents right there? That does not look very secure to me. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about yet another set of quote-unquote classified documents belonging to Joe Biden found in an unsecured location. This time, they were in his garage right next to his Corvette. And what I just showed you right there was his Corvette, and that might be the garage, and those stack of papers and boxes might just be the classified documents. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later because he did actually address that whole situation. This comes after the first set of documents are found at the quote-unquote old office by Penn Station. Now, there may be another set of documents out there. I'm reading right now. There was a third set found. There could be a fourth and the fifth and the sixth and so on. And as a result of this, you have Attorney General Merrick Garland involved. There's a lot going on here. But first, let's get to a video of Biden talking about this. Shout out to Peter Doocy from Fox News asking the important questions. And I'll link to all these videos in the description. But let's go ahead and roll this first clip.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President,
Okay.
classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
So
But anyway,
was in a locked garage.
Yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified material seriously.
I can't tell. Why would the classified documents be in your garage next to your Corvette? You put like cleaning supplies, tools and that kind of thing, toilet paper. You put that stuff in your garage, not classified documents from the government that you shouldn't have anyway, because the president could take stuff like that and declassify it, but you can't. So why is that stuff just sitting right there in your garage? This gives me Anthony Weiner unsecured laptop vibes, but I digress.
I also said we're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyer has reviewed other places.
Oh, this is a lawyer statement. Uh-oh, you're in trouble. You are in trouble.
Where documents in my from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library.
So they found some stuff in your house too. So I guess that's where the third set was at. They found it in your house and in a garage, or is the house referring to your garage? I'm not sure. We'll see. We will definitely see in the next coming days. I think what's happening right now, they're throwing Joe Biden away. They know that he's pretty much at the end of his life and he's not going to survive another term. If he tries running again, it'd be disastrous. He could win, but he's not going to survive. So they're trying to get him out of the way to install the next guy, Gavin Newsom, Hakeem Jeffries, etc. Let's keep on going.
This was done in the case of the Biden Penn. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn Center. The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department of Justice was immediately.
I mean, come on, man. This is, you know what? And at a certain point, if he's being set up here, I understand. Look at the way he's trying to read this statement from his lawyers, and he's struggling to read it. He shouldn't really be right here right now. So I understand why they're doing this, and it's kind of obvious what's happening.
Notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident. Thank you very much.
Wow. Talk about crazy. Talk about embarrassing and crazy. Now, here's Merrick Garland announcing that there's going to be a special counsel to investigate all this ridiculousness. And, you know, when they do stuff like this, it's pretty much over with. They were trying Trump like this throughout his time as president. A lot of it didn't work. But when you see them doing this to this guy, because they could easily just keep downplaying it, keep saying it's nothing burger or whatever, or just not tell us because they knew about the documents before the midterm elections. They didn't say anything because it made more sense to keep that information on the low because you got the midterms to worry about. You don't want to have Biden with this on his back trying to be the leader of the Democratic Party, okay, in the midterm time. That could incentivize people to stay home or vote for somebody else, vote for a Republican. So let's see what Merrick Garland says.
I'm here today to announce the appointment of Robert Hur as a special counsel pursuant to Department of Justice regulations governing such matters. In keeping with those regulations, I have today notified the designated members of each House of Congress of the appointment. I'm joined today by John Lausch, the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, who conducted the initial investigation into the matter that I will describe today.
So now he's being investigated officially, and there is an article right here. USA Today, Attorney General Merrick Garland tapped special counsel to probe Biden classified documents. And like I said, there were more than the 2 sets found, I think. I think you had the Penn Station documents, then the Corvette garage documents, and there's allegedly a 3rd set, and there will probably be more. By the time you see this video, there may be more documents that have been found, and then they're going to say where they were. And this news cycle is pretty interesting. They announce that they find documents, and then they don't say where they find them until later. That's kind of weird, but I digress. You see the headline, Attorney General Merrick Garland tapped special counsel to probe Biden classified documents. The announcement came hours after the White House revealed the second set of classified documents was found at Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware. And that's just what they're talking about, the guy that got appointed. So the second batch says Garland move comes after, White House is closed Thursday. Second set of classified records have been recovered in the storage space. A storage space. If what I showed you at the beginning was a storage space, then I don't even really know. The ground, the ground in the open garage is a storage space. I mean, these people are so crazy. And remember the first time they found the documents at Penn Station, they're talking about, it was a small number of documents, but they didn't say small number this time. If what I showed you was what it was an overwhelming number of documents. And the question is, why do you even have these things? You're not the president. You were the vice president during the time we took the documents. So why do you even have them? Barack Obama got the documents. All you got to do is say, hey, I got them and that's it. He can declassify them with a stroke of a pen. That's his power as president. He can do that. But the vice president can't do that. So why do you have these documents? And I think they said the documents in the first batch were relating to Ukraine and Russia and stuff like that. So what's really going on? Iran? What's really happening here? Now, of course, you have The View. I gotta, show the liberal ladies some love over here. And let's see what they say about these documents. I think this might be in response to the second set. But if it's not, then it's still going to kind of make sense. Let's go ahead and play it.
How is possible that after all this time, nobody knew this? Because to me, if you're missing classified information, I don't mean to laugh, but in my house, if stuff is missing, I know it's missing.
Does it feel like Oppo research to you? Does it feel like the Republicans are behind it?
It did originally, but I'm sorry, but not now. Because one of the things he's saying is that some of the locations where the docs may have been shipped in the transition may have gotten taken and put, but. How
Oppo research, huh? Is that what's going on? Oppo research, okay. Check it out. You know what? Here's the funny part about that. Quite so you can see me clearly. Funny part about that, there'd be you couldn't do any Oppo research if there was nothing to find. All you gotta do is just do right. If you do not have the classified documents laying around in your garage next to your Corvette or in an old office or wherever you got them at, if you didn't have that going on, then there wouldn't be anything to find. You could do the research, the Oppo research all you want to, but you're not going to find anything if nothing is there. If there's a smoking gun right there on the table and I see it, you can't blame me for finding a smoking gun. You shouldn't have put the gun on the table. You shouldn't have fired it off, but it shouldn't be smoking. It's your fault, not my fault. But as I close, I want to say this. I don't think that Biden will face any kind of criminal penalty here. I think what's happening here is they're trying to dirty him up because they don't want him to run again in 2024. Also, they want to, they can prevent that from happening anyway. That's not even really the thing. They don't want the general public to want him to run in 2024. They want the general public to turn on him So then they could put another guy in there. And it just makes sense, really, from their point of view. But if you put, let's say, Gavin Newsom in there or have him run in 2024, they're going to boost him up. They're going to bolster him. Same thing with Hakeem Jeffries. And then he'll be the guy for 24 and 28. So you can have 12 years Democrats in control in the White House rather than just probably no more. Because if you try to put Biden out there, he's going to lose against Ron DeSantis or somebody. That'd be an automatic L. DeSantis against Newsom be a lot more competitive. You put DeSantis in there, that'd be 8 years of Republican control at the least versus 12 more years of Democrat control. So they're seeing it from that point of view. They don't care about throwing Biden away. They have no concerns about that at all. That's what's happening here. And that's the exact reason why they didn't announce it before the midterms, because they wanted to preserve the midterms to keep that strong as possible. But now we're in 2024 season. That's what's going on in my humble opinion. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What do you think is happening here? Do you think this is a 2024 play? Why announce all these things right now? Because they could easily just not tell us at all. Just keep the whole thing from us and it wouldn't really be something we were concerned about. But whatever your thoughts are on that, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. They're getting prepared for 2024. Very obvious, very clear what's happening. And at a certain point, I can't really blame them. Not really. No, but I think that we have to be able to recognize what's happening here and recognize that the whole thing with Trump was just a way to try and attack him. And the thing with Biden is a way to try to replace him. These things are done for political purposes, not for actual justice. Not because it's really a problem or he's really in trouble. It's for political purposes. That is really the long and short of the whole situation. From my point of view, they could easily overlook this. They could easily downplay it till the cows come home. But the fact that they're revealing more and more and more documents right now, right after the midterm elections and a ways away from the 2024 election, lets me know all that I need to know. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.